Hey, how you doing? You alright? Hopefully you've been out and about with your camera, because I've just got back from a shoot, and yeah, I was around London and I was thinking about some things that I thought to myself, gosh, I must speak to everyone about. Let me sit down, let me get a bit comfortable. So yes, let me try and position up this camera a bit, but probably not. I'll probably just have to end up holding it, I think. So yes, a bit more natural. So anyway, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, I wasn't planning on sort of like making a video today, but I thought myself, no, like when I was out and about, I thought myself, these things are bugging me, because these are just discussions that I have with other photographers that say to me, oh, like you always got clients. And yeah, so I'm going to just sort of like go over some 3 things that I know are problems. So yeah, just first of all, if you don't know anything about me, check out my first video that's on this page. Yeah, so basically I started my photography 2005. Yeah, so I had no money. I had a £50 camera, but I made things happen. Got out there and practiced. Little digital camera, that's all I could afford. Practice with my friends. We had internet that you just dial up. Basically, there was no like high-speed broadband. Well, it was just starting, but I couldn't afford it. Do check out my first video, like on how I started with photography, literally. So it was always a passion of mine. So yeah, right. Let me talk about things that you need to be doing. And that is using social media. Okay, so now you'd be surprised how many photographers say to me that they don't use their social media much. And I'm like, whoa, like this is free advertising. Like, you know, listen, when I started on myspace.com, that was basically what we had as one of the main networking sites. I mean, there was things like Bebo and facepic.com, but MySpace, everyone was on MySpace, all the music artists and everything. So yeah, it's kind of fascinated. So I literally had this £50 camera, and boy, I was working like in a housing office during the day, but I asked friends of mine that done music and a bit of modeling, like, can I practice? So after work, just taking some photos, uploading and stuff like that. Well, suddenly people started getting in touch with me and saying, whoa, I love your work and everything. I was getting bookings, and I was able to earn a bit of money and get my portfolio expanded up. Now, nowadays, yeah, we've got TikTok, we've got Instagram, and Instagram is one of the main places that you should be using. And surprisingly, people don't. I see photographers that haven't posted anything in ages. Also, I've had models that have come to me for shoots and said to me, oh, you're really out of my area. I did like have a few photographers live around my area because they're slightly outside London, and they said they don't get back to nobody, and I saw your thing and I thought, let me travel into London, like, thank you for being so prompt on replying. And I'm like, yeah, no worries, because that's what I got to do. Yeah, you got to be present. Yeah, so your social media, your Instagram, you need to communicate with people. Yeah, there's no point in posting stuff up, but if you do post a lot of stuff, and you should post stuff, you should post behind the scenes, you should post your latest shoots and everything, and get it up. When people comment, please reply to their comment. And if they send you a DM, reply to their DM. So you got to do all these things, yeah, because there's a lot of photographers that are just don't do none of these things, and they wonder why, like, they're not getting any bookings hardly, yeah. And that's why people say to me, oh, you know, I don't get any bookings, you're your clients. And I'm like, yeah, but look, you haven't posted nothing up for ages. You don't do nothing on your social media. It's free advertising. Use it, yeah. That is one of the main things. Okay, Emails. Yes, you've got to be emailing. When I was doing my photography, I mean, I only had the social media, like MySpace. I mean, emails weren't a thing back then. Like even music artists I knew that wanted to get somewhere had to take their demo tape and CD around record companies and be knocking on the door physically and saying, oh, can you listen to this? Because it wasn't a thing then, yeah, back in 2005 where we was emailing as such, yeah. So whether it was all set up or not, I don't know, but you know, it wasn't a thing that I was involved in. So, and many people weren't. People just went on MySpace, you know, and done like instant messaging and stuff. So yeah. So nowadays, do I email companies? Of course, there's a lot of people that don't, yeah. And once again, you got your email address, yeah. It's always advisable, by the way, if you have your website, is to have a domain name-based email address. So like info@yourwebsite.com. You can have that as an add-on. So it looks so much better. But if you have to use things like another provider, then do so. But I think it always looks better. So do an email. Look at companies that you're interested in. Could be a modeling agency, could be a fashion brand. Yeah, do an email. Send as many as you can each day, but make it a daily thing. And say to them, you know, how interested you are in whatever they're doing, and mention that I could offer you some content. Can I come down? It could be a gym, and just say, could I have a few hours down at the gym and, you know, create you some free content? And that way you've got it for your portfolio and stuff. Do that initially, but then the main aim there is to earn something. So, you know, even if you can initially say in your email, like I could do you a reduced rate, if they don't seem that interested, just say, let me come down and work with you. Just play it by ear. But the main thing is get the emails out, yeah? And eventually, once you get a few little shoots under your belt and you've got some samples on your website and your socials, then you can be charging a bit more, but still send out the emails, yeah? You can do this after work, when you come home or whatever you've been doing. Make sure you do some emails each day. Don't worry if you don't get a reply straight away. It doesn't mean that you're not like a good photographer and stuff. Don't always emphasize that you're just starting out. Just say I'm a photographer, you know, I'm refreshing my portfolio and stuff like that, you know. Even if you're a beginner, don't emphasize that. So there's no need to, you know. So, and yeah, get some content up, but do email companies, reach out. They're pitching emails, yeah, and that's really what you got to do. So yeah, and networking. Yeah, networking. Again, there was like the gym down the road from me had an open day a few weeks back, yeah, and I went to that open day. And I went down there just purely to network. I took my camera. They were, you know, because they're a big team and they were filming and taking their own photographs. That's fine. They didn't really want to hire in freelancers for that. However, I did get in touch with them and said, you know, I do photography. I do love doing fitness stuff and gyms and stuff. And yeah, they of course, they're like, you know, come down. So yeah, and I went down there with my camera. I actually had a few people that allowed me to take some photos because they wanted some photos. And yeah, they were saying, you know, they've got this sort of training event coming up, and I ended up giving them my cards and ended up with a couple of clients out of it. So it's basically about going to places, not just gyms, it could be anything. It could be your local community event going on, you know, where they've got some stores and some raffles and some events, and yeah, just contact the people that are organizing it, you know. Or if there's a number or something, give them a call, send an email and say, I'm a photographer and I would love to come down and take some photographs and document your events, and I'll give you some photos out of it. And take your cards along and chat to people down there. They see you taking photos, like there might be someone that's starting up a clothing line or something or anything. Yeah, the fact that you've been at a network and they know your name, and that really is it. So It's about being present, yeah. A lot of people say to me, oh, you know, this classic thing of like, I'm just trying to get out there. And I'm like, right. And they're like, you know, you got any advice? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, what's that? And I'm like, well, put yourself out there. And they're like, oh, yeah, of course. And I'm like, that's really it. You just put yourself out there. And that's all that you have to do. So remember them 3 things, yeah? Definitely the social media, definitely emailing, and definitely physically networking and going out with people. And do get some cards printed, as I said, and get chatting. And that really is it. And yeah, so next time somebody sends you a DM, yeah, and says, I really love your work or whatever, reply to them. Yeah, their next line could be that they're starting up some business, yeah, and they would like you to take the photos and discuss prices. So yeah, that's the reason why is, you know, there you go. So, all right, catch you soon in the next one. So all the best.